Welcome, everyone. Good boy, Tucker. This is learning at its most fun.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us for another new partner spotlight. My name is Austin Johnson, your host and subject matter expert here at Redtail Technology. Today, we have Ladder Life, and this is life insurance for your clients in 5 minutes or less. So we know that the life insurance policy can sometimes be time consuming, and many times clients will get stuck in the process and fail to complete it. So today I have Diana Angelini, head of Ladder for advisors, and she is going to tell us how to use the Ladder platform to get your clients covered with term life insurance and ultimately focus more on a holistic financial plan. So Diana, thanks for being here. Welcome.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Austin. Fantastic introduction.
Awesome. Before we get started today, Diana, I just wanted to get to know you a little bit better. Can you tell us a little bit about your journey into this industry and how you get started with Ladder?
Yeah, absolutely. So everyone, thanks for joining, Diana Angelini, and thanks for joining after your long weekend. I'm sure you had a lot of emails to catch up on, but so I have been in the advisor industry my entire career. So I actually started as an advisor at JP Morgan Private Bank on Wall Street and loved prospecting for new clients and being on an advisor team. And what I felt was a great career for me. I knew I wanted to learn a little bit more about the industry before diving into the advisor life. So I joined the product side and was working at two asset managers for about 6 years. And in those roles, I was working direct with advisors. And my passion was always intersecting advisors with technology. And in particular, I loved helping advisors prospect for new clients. So I love technology and social media, helping advisors find new clients on LinkedIn, and with all their social media marketing efforts, and ended up going in the advisor world where I was building technology products for advisors to help them prospect. And as I was working in this advisor tech world, there are so many different, I feel like, gaps that still exist in addition to, marketing tech and prospecting tech. And I joined Ladder a little over a year ago to solve this problem of advisors helping their clients with their insurance needs. So I joined Ladder, like I mentioned, over a year ago, and I'm head of our Ladder for Advisors program, where and we'll dive into this in a minute here. I am basically helping advisors in a one-on-one capacity, and also just from an integration standpoint, in helping them solve the need of getting their clients covered with term life insurance. So it's like the Steve Jobs quote, when you're in it, nothing really makes sense. But as you look back, I'm like, oh, wow, those are some clear linear paths in the advisor tech space. So I've always been in this world and continue to love it. So it's been great.
Awesome, Diana. Well, I think you'll find some good company here. We are also always excited about prospecting tools and marketing tools to help grow our business. And so can you give us a little bit more about Ladder? What is Ladder's mission? What do they do?
Yeah, so Ladder was started 7 years ago as a direct-to-consumer term life insurance business. So we have statistics that there are 50 million Americans who are underinsured in the United States today. And 19 million of those Americans get stuck in the insurance buying process. So that means there are 19 million people who want to get insurance and don't finish the process. So Ladder set out to solve this gap in particular of making it easier for clients, or for basically anyone, you or myself included, to apply and get covered for term life insurance. So we offer coverage from $100,000 to $8 million. We're in all 50 states, and it is a 100% digital process up to $3 million in coverage. So no medical exams, no paperwork, all online for under $3 million in coverage. So you can apply and get an instant decision. And we have an integrated experience. So our policies are all on Allianz paper. So Allianz is our main insurance carrier, but it is a ladder life term product. And the coolest part about ladder is, and it's really relevant to financial planners, because we believe that insurance is not a one and done. And we think that insurance should be revisited with clients, on a yearly, like bi-yearly basis. So with ladder, you can actually ladder up or down your policy anytime that you want over the term. So you want to have more kids, you need more insurance, you ladder up, you receive an inheritance or pay off your house, you can ladder down while still maintaining coverage. So that's why we call it flexible life insurance minutes. Really, you can apply in less than 5 minutes, and it's a tech forward instance where you can ladder up or down your policy at any time throughout the term.
That's awesome, Diana. So what I'm hearing is the problem that ladder solves for the advisor and of course their client is you take this long, cumbersome life insurance policy and you have made it as simple as 5 minutes to apply with a nice integrated technology solution.
Yes, that's exactly right. Yeah. So we believe that it's only as good as the follow through and the recommendations. I mean, and this was a quote actually from an advisor who works with us today. He was like, I make so many recommendations to my clients and they like, it's only as good as if it gets implemented. So for us, yeah, the problem that we're solving is twofold. One is solving this need to get insurance coverage in a digital, easy way. And the second is on the advisor side, where we've heard advisors actually came to us first and were asking for this solution to send to their client. They were saying, hey, I actually got ladder for myself. I saw your commercial, or I heard about you guys on Meet Kevin. Is there a way that I can send ladder to my client? And we were hearing from advisors more often that they were either like way too involved in the insurance process or like not involved at all, where they were outsourcing to an agent and then had no idea if the client was getting covered, or they were like actually like scheduling the paramed exam for their client. So we the problem we're solving is twofold. One, for the client, this insurance experience, and second, for the advisor, where we believe they're involved at like just the right amount, where they're able to see their clients in the process, and also trust that they'll be able to get covered. Oh, and Austin, it looks like we have a question. Do we want to wait till the end or tackle those now?
I mean, we could tackle it now. So Ryan wants to know, what's the catch, right? How much is this going to cost me as an advisor? So can you tell us a little bit about sort of what the costs associated with using ladder are?
Yeah, so the laddering option does not come at a cost. So our insurance policies are very competitive with pricing. That was something that was really important to us when we developed this product, was like, hey, we have this amazing digital experience and this laddering option, but we didn't want it to be like, oh, but it's way more expensive to do that. So I would say our pricing is very competitive among term in the industry with different carriers. But to answer the specific question about laddering, no, you can actually ladder down at as many times as you want at any point over the term. So here's an example of, you have a new baby and you need to ladder up. What you would get underwritten for is this delta and the amount of 500,000 of what you have and the 1.5 million in what you're applying for. So we would take into consideration that you already have 500,000 in coverage with ladder. You would get underwritten for the additional amount, and then your new premium would reflect that amount. So anytime you ladder up or down, your premium increases or decreases in proportion to what you're laddering up or down. So if you ladder down half, your premium's cut in half, if that makes sense. But it doesn't cost you anything extra to be able to ladder. That's just what our product is.
Very cool. Thanks, Diana.
Yeah.
And thank you, Ryan, for your question.
Yeah. Jinx, love it.
So tell us a little bit more about coverage or actually, yes, let's go to the demo next if you want to, sorry.
Yeah, that sounds great. No, I think we pretty much covered everything we want in terms of coverage. And can the term, should we answer the next question?
Let's go to the demo and kind of show the integration, and then we'll come back and circle back for those questions at the end. So awesome. Let's talk about this connection with Redtail. So we know a little bit about what Ladder does and what their mission is. How does this go ahead and play into our CRM? So what I'm going to do next here is I'm going to share a screen here to Redtail, and we are actually going to set up this integration live, because it is a very simple process to get going with Ladder and Redtail. And so to set up integrations in Redtail, you might be familiar with the process of going to your name in the top right corner, choosing the Manage Your Integration section. And within the Manage Integration section, we're going to scroll until we locate the integration option for Ladder. Looks like this. You're going to make sure that it's turned on. And when it is turned on, you'll just choose this little settings icon here. Choose settings once more. And it is as simple as just go ahead and entering your email address, and that will go ahead and get you connected with your Ladder Life associated email. So we just click the save option here and we're done. Redtail is now connected with Ladder Life. And so Diana, let's explore a little bit more about what that connection actually consists of. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up a contact here. Let's go ahead and we'll use Michelle today, MJ that is. And if MJ here is interested in what Ladder might have to offer, I can go ahead and click on the integrations button here from the contact record. Choose Ladder from my available integrations. And when we do that, we have three options. And so the first option here is to send a dashboard link. Diana, can you tell us a little bit more about what that does?
Yeah, absolutely. So setting the dashboard link is essentially just accessing your Ladder for Advisors dashboard. So as I mentioned, one of the problems that we're trying to solve is making sure that advisors are in the loop on their clients' insurance buying process. So, and we're going to actually walk through what this looks like in a later slide. But basically, as an advisor, you get a custom referral link that you can send to your client to apply for Ladder Life term insurance. And then when you send that link out, you actually have a dashboard that shows exactly where your client is in the process, whether they're in underwriting review, they got approved, they got denied, they have a policy in force, they are laddering up or down. So that is all in your advisor dashboard. So by clicking send dashboard link, it actually just sends an email to your email that you are associated with Ladder or not. It just sends an email to your email address where you can then access your Ladder for Advisors dashboard. So send dashboard link just means access your advisor dashboard.
Awesome. And then right below that, we have the coverage calculator. Can you tell us a little bit about this coverage calculator and what this helps advisors with?
Yeah, so we get this question a lot of, does Ladder tell my client how much insurance that they should be applying for? And the answer is within this we have a coverage calculator, and it's very similar to something that you may have in your financial planning software, but it basically just has a few like KYC questions for the client that can help them determine how much they should be applying for in term coverage and for how long. So we recommend, doing this coverage calculator as an exercise with your client to determine how much they need, and then encouraging them when they apply. We have actually at the end of the application, it looks like a slider where your client can interact with the product and see how much coverage and for how long and what the prices would be, if you have a 30-year term versus a 20-year term or 2 million versus 1 million in coverage. So this is just a way to kind of play along with that with your client, and you can do it. We have advisors who do it over Zoom, over screen share. We have advisors who kind of do it on their own, but it basically just shows how much the client needs, so that when you are encouraging them to apply, you can say, here's my recommendation of how much to apply for in coverage.
Yeah. So now all I have to do is hit this get covered button here, and it will take me to options available for term policies. Is that right?
That's exactly right. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Cool. And then the last integration option we have here is send quote invite to contact. Tell us a little bit more about what that does.
Yeah, so if you identify a client that needs term and you want to send them to Ladder and you went through the calculator exercise, this is a way where you can actually invite your client to apply directly from Redtail. So you invite your client, in this case, MJ, who desperately needs term life because her boyfriend is a superhero. And so we'll invite MJ to apply for coverage, and it sends an email to her from you. And actually in the deck, we'll actually show what the client experience looks like, what that email looks like. And then she can start applying directly from that email. She clicks start applying, and then right from there, enters the application process, and will then show up in your Ladder for Advisors dashboard.
Pretty cool stuff, Diana. Can you show us a little bit more about what that invite looks like?
Yeah, so I feel like this is and we get this question a lot from advisors who are like, I want to see what my client sees. So what we did today was show you the email and then also put together a brief little video of what the client experience looks like. So here is the email, and it says subject line, your term insurance referral, and it has your name in it. So by way of your advisor, Austin J. And then you can just start applying directly in the email. And then when they click start applying, then they're brought to the application process. And again, a lot of advisors do want to see what this looks like for the client. So we would even recommend like being your own client. A lot of advisors we work with have Ladder for themselves for a supplemental policy or for their significant other. So they actually go through the process themselves before recommending it. But we do have this video that I'll share here. It's just 30 quick seconds of a nice little ukulele of what it looks like. So that's that. In literally 30 seconds, you can see our client, John Doe, got approved for term life insurance and then was prompted to add his beneficiary. So it's literally that easy. If you have like that quick of fingers to fill out the application, but maybe it would take a few more minutes for them.
What I also love about it, Diana, is that we give the application to the client. So we're not asking those awkward questions like, hey, are you a smoker? What's your height and weight? It's like, here is your mobile app. Just go ahead and fill out the information and we can go ahead and follow up with it afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you can actually see where they are in the process with, like you said, without having access to all that like HIPAA data that you may or may not want to know, especially, such personal questions. So yeah, the client fills it out on their own. Like you said, there's literally a Ladder app on the App Store called Ladder Life, as well as a desktop experience. So yep, the client can do it on their own. And like I said, like our main goal is to make this as end client friendly as possible. As I mentioned, like Ladder started direct to consumer. So our end user experience is the most important thing to us. So we want your clients to have a good experience because it's a reflection of you and your business if you're referring them to something that you're actually not involved like in the question answering. So for us, you referring your client to Ladder really does reflect on you. So we want to make sure that your client has a good experience too. So let's just, from that end, so of walking through what the client sees, then let's actually look at what you see as an advisor. So as I mentioned, solving two problems here: insurance buying for end clients and advisor transparency into their client's insurance process. So if you were to sign up on your own, it would be through ladderlife.com/advisors. Or like I said, it's literally, this is what's available within the Redtail integration. When you click on that homepage, this is what it directs you to. So it is ladderlife.com/advisors. So when you click on send link to dashboard, or what we are calling access advisor dashboard, this is what you will see. So you have FAQs, you have marketing materials, and you have your custom referral link right at the top of the page. Every advisor gets a custom link. You actually can reach out to me if you want to customize that even more. So we have some advisors who will customize like ladderlife.com/millennial wealth planning. It can be, tailored to your business. And then from there, you actually can see how many times your referral link was sent out. And the coolest part, I think, is this advisor dashboard where you can actually see where each client is in the process. So whether they're in underwriting review, whether they got an offer, or whether they have a policy in force, all of your clients come up here. So when you sent that link to MJ, she would then show up here as a term offer. And if she accepted it, then she would come into policies in force. So this is a little bit about the advisor dashboard. And finally, we have a number of marketing materials, as I mentioned, telling the ladder story and being very clear and concise to your clients is really important to us. So we have created one-pagers and emails that you can send to your clients, similar to the ones that are populated directly through Redtail. So you can send that link out directly through Redtail for your client to apply. But if you do need additional insight or some marketing materials, we've got you covered. So any way that you can, that it's easier for you to tell the ladder story to your client. We have a number of different commercials and marketing ads and stuff that your clients will probably see on their own. But if they want to hear it from you, we're here to equip you with that as well. So that's all I have prepared for today. I guess the next steps would be to, as Austin mentioned, enable the integration within your Redtail platform. Try it out, apply for ladder yourself, see if you need additional coverage, or if you even, we do not do replacement policies, so you can't actually replace the policy you have, but if you want an additional policy, check out the ladder platform and see for yourself how easy it is. But yeah, we can definitely open up to Q&A now, Austin, if you'd like.
Yeah, totally, Dan. One more question. Do I need to sign up for an account with Ladder before integrating Redtail, or can I just put my email address into that integrations field in Redtail?
Great question. You do not. So by entering your email in the integrations field, that automatically signs you up for Ladder for Advisors.
Oh, wow. Even easier. Awesome.
Yeah.
And then of course,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say, if you're interested in exploring Ladder before doing so, I went ahead and put that link in the chat box there. Ladderlife.com/advisors will give you a preview of what you get as an advisor for signing up with the Ladder platform. And then of course, you can also reach out to Diana. Her email address is listed there as well with any further questions.
Absolutely. And one thing I was going to mention is, so we know that advisors have different business models. So advisors can choose to be paid or not paid for their Ladder referrals. So the way that it works is when you sign up for Ladder for Advisors, either through Redtail or on our site, we'll direct you to some terms and conditions where you can either choose to accept payment. So we offer $150 per offer. So if you send the Ladder link out and your client gets an offer, you'll get $150. And if you choose not to be paid, that's also fine too. We know a lot of advisors don't want to either disclose this, or it's not a part of their core business model of being fee only, which we totally appreciate. So we offer the flexibility as well based on your business model.
Awesome, Diana. Well, with that said, let's go ahead and move into those questions. So we have another one here from Ryan. He wants to know, we talked earlier about how we can ladder up or ladder down for no additional cost in Redtail. How about for the term itself? Can we change the term or just the amounts?
Yeah, so in order to change the term, you would actually need to add an additional policy for that yearly amount. So if you want to add 5 or 10 years, you can't ladder up the term as in the same way that you would add the amount. So what we recommend pretty much to all, again, I can't say recommend, but what advisors have suggested that they do is recommend ladder for the longest term. And that way, if you have a 30-year term, you can always ladder down your coverage over time. So you can kind of glide path it down. So even in those maybe last 5 or 10 years, if you don't need as much insurance, you'll still have something and you'll have been locked in at that earlier rate with a lower premium. So that's what advisors have said that they are doing pretty much to answer this question. So if you want to add additional years, separate policy, again, but you can always ladder up or down throughout one existing term.
And then we had another question here from Robert. Is ladder currently limited to just the term life policies, or are you going to offer things like whole life or universal life or other types of insurance policy, or is it just term?
Yeah, great question, Robert. Thank you for asking that. So as I mentioned earlier in the presentation, there is still 19 million people who get caught in this term buying process per year. So our main goal right now is to perfect term insurance. We are not offering at the moment anything like whole or universal life or disability. It's definitely a good fit and definitely something we're open to in the future. But for now, we see a lot of opportunity to perfect term. I mean, considering like us and, another provider are pretty much the only ones doing this digital underwriting, there's a long way to go in term. So for now, perfecting term, but in the future, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know.
Cool. And then one more question here from Ryan, wants to know about a replacement policy option. I'm not sure what that is, but can you speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So the way that our insurance regulations currently are that you can't replace an existing policy with ladder's insurance policy. So you can supplement your existing policy with ladder, but you can't basically, if we ask a question in the application, like, are you replacing your current with ladder? It's just the way that our regulations are currently. So definitely something we're discussing with the regulators, but not something that we're offering at the moment.
Thanks, Diana. And thank you, Ryan, for your awesome questions.
Yeah, I had one more question that we get all the time is,
Sure.
Does an early rejection of the application count as a life insurance denial? And this is important because advisors will come to us and be like, are my clients pretty much like guaranteed coverage, or if they go through this and I don't want my client to get denied, basically. And although this is not a guaranteed issue product, throughout the application, it is smart life insurance, and that we are using AI to basically like interact with you as you're answering the questions. So if we know pretty much like off the bat that you are not going to be a good fit for ladder, whether you're, I can't even say this, but like a skydiver who hang glides and also scuba dives 3 times a week, and like let's talk about like the most extreme example. We will suggest early in the application that this might not be a good fit and to explore elsewhere, so that your client doesn't actually get rejected and it doesn't count as a rejection on their insurance application. So throughout the application, we have different hurdles, as we call them, as to where your client will know whether they are going to be a good fit for ladder or not. So we'll encourage them to apply elsewhere instead of formally rejecting them to get that letter. So that's something that we get a lot from advisors of like, hey, I just want to make sure my client's not going to get, rejected in 2 minutes, and then it counts on their permanent record. So that's something that is worked us as well.
Great information. Okay, well, Dan, I think that's going to take us to the end of our questions for today. Thank you so much for your time. Ladder is working on some very exciting things, and we're so happy to have a partnership with an intuitive, easy to use software like yourself, and obviously helping advisors with term life insurance policies and ultimately creating a better financial planning experience. So thank you again. Thank you for the partnership, and we look forward to more in the future.
Yeah, thank you, Austin. And thanks everyone for joining. Any questions, please feel free to reach out to me directly. I'm the head of the program, but I'm here as a resource for you at any point. So we love working with Redtail. I wore my Redtail red lipstick today, just for you guys. So yeah, thank you so much for having me, and have a great week.
Hi, everybody. Have a great week.
Thanks so much for joining us today for this particular session. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give us a call at 800-206-5030, option 3 for support, or just shoot us an email over to support@redtailtechnology.com. Thanks a lot and have a great day.